So here's one comment I got from a guy named Donnie Bravo. It's you look sexy. Would you like to give me a prostate massage? I thought that was a funny one. I mean, yeah, sure, Donnie. I don't know who you are, but I would love to give you a prostate massage. And okay, so that was just tell him to piss off. Tim, you must be from England. That sounds like a British thing to say, piss off. I can't say piss off to anybody because I don't even know who this person is. Turn the music up. Hi, Nemo. What? Okay. Oh, okay. Let's see. How? Okay, so here's a question from Nemo. What is your opinion on cult leaders, cult followers, and groups of people who worship practices outside of societal stress? Well, that's a new question, Nemo. Thank you for asking that one. You know what? I would never be part of a cult because I'm too much of an independent thinker. I suppose it has its place for people who find that comforting. That's just not my thing. Why do you ask that, Nemo? Are you part of a cult? Mega Giants, how old were you when you first gave oral sex? Good question. I was thinking about that the other day because I really don't know. I'm going to go with teenager years because I definitely did that before let's see, how do I say this? I definitely gave oral sex before I lost my virginity, that's for sure. And I had a boyfriend, so most likely I don't even remember. But it doesn't really matter. Well, I would ask you the same question, Mega Giants. Okay, yes, Tasha's from England. Jonathan, making chocolate chip cookies. Thank you for sharing that one. Okay, so here are some of the other questions that I found, or interesting comments that I have found. How do you know what's too big and what's average? This guy named ECWNWWF. He said, I'm a homophobe and I don't compare my penis size to other men. Like, that sounds gay. Okay, so how does he know what's too big and what's average? And all I could say is, and all I said to him is, why does it matter? And the other issue is that he's talking about if he looks at other people's dicks that he feels like he'd be somehow considered gay, and I think that's very odd as well. And then the other obvious fact is that if you are going to research what the average penis size is, the average penis size is, I believe, 5 to 6 inches. So that's what the average is on the world average. So I don't think it really matters. And if you go back and watch the rest of the videos, you'll see that most of the people I interviewed don't think it matters either. And I don't think you'll be gay if you look at someone else's penis. I mean, who doesn't? Let's see. The Bird wants me to talk about cuckolding. Yeah, I did a video on that subject. I did a few videos on it, actually, because a guy had asked me he told me this whole story about how he couldn't satisfy his wife. His wife was, I can't remember, he was much older than his wife, and his wife wanted to have sex with younger guys, and he said it really turned him on that she brought a younger guy back to their place, and he would watch as she had great sex with this younger guy who was very well endowed and yada, 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 yada. And so I think that works for them, and it's great. So I don't really have judgments about anybody and what they do in their private life, and whatever works for them is good for them. I'm becoming like a lot more in that way of thinking as I talk to more and more people who have more and more relationships. I think the most important thing is that, whatever works for the couple, because you're going to be with this person, through good times, bad times, and everything, and you want to make sure that you guys communicate and are on the same wavelength. I hope that helps you, the Bird. If you have other questions, please ask them. Would I come on Facebook Live show on your Facebook Live show and podcast, Tim? It doesn't hurt to ask. I have to check it out, so send me an email with what that is, and I'll look into it, okay? Mr. Pirate Brain says, tell him he needs to join a circle jerk or look at the statue of David. He'll feel a lot better. He's referring to the comment before the cuckolding comment. How old were you when you had anal sex? Jonathan, what difference does it make when what these milestones are for me? Okay, Tim. Me too. Okay. Okay. So I don't know what you guys think about that. Mighty long leg style. Do you surf? I have been on those mini surfboards in the water, which I love because I love water. But I have not surfed because I probably would kill myself. I'm not the most coordinated human being. Have you ever done a threesome? Mr. Pirate Brain wants to know. No. The closest I came to a threesome was being in the same room with another couple. That's not a threesome, though. I don't even know if I'd want a threesome because I like all the attention. So it would have to be a specific threesome. Let's see. I don't know what some of these are asking here. Have you ever had one of your son's friends try to ask me out? That's a good question. No, I don't think they do. I mean, I keep up pretty good boundaries with my son's friends. And I've also been in a long-term relationship now for 10 years. So there was a period of time between my marriage and my boyfriend where I went out for like a year and a half with different people. And during those times, I think my son was in high school. So, no. Hi, Bean. Hi, Young Yeezy. Hi, Vabe Hav. Back on deck. You're back on deck, Ms. Potter. Bean, you could call me KarenLee. I really am okay with the first name basis. Is there a desire for BBC just for size queens, or do most girls have that desire? T the Bird, that's a good question as well. And as a matter of fact, I had another question here about that that I was going to talk about. Because one of the girls said to me that, oh, maybe I didn't write that one down, but she said that because of porn and her seeing guys with big black cocks, that she fantasizes about that. But I don't know that anybody in reality really wants that. So I'm not, again, I've talked many times about my not needing that at all. As a matter of fact, being kind of scared of a big cock at times. So I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it, but I'm saying that I don't think that it's I think it's a myth that women crave that. It may just be a fantasy. As an older woman, are you realistically looking for a long-term relationship with a mid-20-something or a guy, or is it a passing fling? And I had that question yesterday, very similar question. Particularly me, I'm with a younger guy, but I'm not, and I'm in a long-term relationship for over 9 years. So I guess the answer to that question is I'm looking for a long-term relationship. However, when I first met him, it was going to be a passing fling. It's just that we developed feelings for each other that were more than just the passing fling. I don't know what most women are into, and I think it depends on where they are in their life. If they are just coming off of a marriage and breaking up and they're just single again, a lot of them, like myself, when I became single, did not want any permanent long-term relationship, so I was just looking for fun. And younger guys could provide that because I knew that someone who was like 20 years younger than me is probably not going to end up being my next husband, mostly because, and I don't even know if husband is the right word, but mostly because I wasn't up for a relationship, and younger guys typically in their 20s are just not wanting that either. They just want to get, they want to have fun, but they also want to get their careers, and they want to focus, and they want to, figure out what they're doing with their life. And maybe they don't want to be married at that time. And a lot of younger girls want that. So being with an older woman is very advantageous for the guy that doesn't want that relationship. That was a long-winded answer to that question. Okay, so that was a question. Let's see, where was I here? Oh, that was from Vabhav. Okay. The friends, how do they think of asking? But the friends, how do they think of asking? LOL. I don't know what they mean. Tim, I'll look at that later. Ever been asked to join an orgy? No, and I kind of wish I had. How's that? I definitely wish that in my past I'd had an orgy, because right now I think I wouldn't be able to handle an orgy. I don't know. It's a tough one because, like I said, I'm in a monogamous relationship, and sometimes you open that door and you can't close it. And also, I think I'm, like I said, pretty focused on who I'm with, and I think it'd be hard for me to focus on other people at the same time as focus on, all the people. I don't know. It'd be tough, but I would definitely think that if you're into it, go for it. Tash says a lot of people do not like big dicks. What are your feelings on sending nude photos to a boyfriend? If it's on Snapchat and you can't save it, I think, that could be fun. But again, the problem with that is if it somehow gets out on the internet, I've seen it used against women a lot of times. And in really bad situations. I knew a guy who broke up with his girlfriend because he found her in bed with another guy, found some nude pictures and put it all over Facebook. So I'm not a big fan of sending nude pictures unless you're like in a very serious relationship where you trust the guy would never do something awful like that. I just think it's not necessary. If you want to see a nude woman, be with her. Yes, size doesn't matter. It's how you use it. Yes, that's true, Jonathan. With giving out your ages, do you mind revealing your age difference? Mr. Pirate Brain. It's more than 10 years. How's that sound? They say it can be quite painful about a big dick. Yes. Hi, Paul. You hunk of burning love. Yeah, thank you. Okay. Paul, you've been in an orgy. That's awesome. Let's hear about the orgies. Orgies are overrated as are threesomes. Mr. Firebrand, that's what I'm thinking. Tasha knows someone who's been in an orgy. Some of my friends, my female friends, have been in orgies, and I'm always telling them, I wish I had done that. Yeah, I guess Mr. Pirate Brain is saying nude pics are okay if you cut the head off. Would you date another if you were single? Would I date another what if I was single? Younger guy? Probably. I would. I don't rule out anybody, and I think it's foolish to have a type. Like, I wouldn't say anybody should have a type. I just know myself, and I'm very young spirited, and I know a lot of men my age are not into this kind of things that I'm into. I like younger music. I like going to a lot of comedy stuff, and I like being very spontaneous, and I like doing a lot of things that I'm probably the oldest person in the room type thing. So it's hard to find a guy that's going to be into that. But I wouldn't rule it out either. Okay, so Jonathan, you're saying, would I date another if I was... Would I date a woman? I don't know what you're asking, Jonathan. Milfman, there is nothing better than eating pussy and getting a BJ at the same time. 69, basically, is what you're saying. Slick 305, I think you caught chlamydia and gonorrhea. Should I be scared because it burns when I pee and my testicles are in pain? You might not have caught both of those things, but I would 100% think you should go to a clinic and just get it tested out. And remember to use condoms next time. Don't be scared. You'll be okay. There's medication for all that kind of stuff, but you have to do it now. You've got to be responsible. If you're having sex, be responsible and make sure whoever you had sex with knows what's going on so she can be tested and figure out the whole chain of events. Be responsible. Don't do things that are just for momentary pleasure, because then you won't wind up in the situation you're in. So it's just a good way it's a wake-up call for you, Slick 305, to be careful, but just definitely check it out. This is a good time for you to check it out. Don't worry, though. You'll be okay. Let's see. So Paul had fun in his orgy. He would do it again. Would I date someone younger or the same age if I broke up with my current boyfriend? Yeah, why not? Yeah, Paul's telling you to go to the doctor, Slick. Hi, Lulian. Karen, you are cool and badass. Thank you, mighty, mighty Longwigs there. I appreciate the many thumbs up there. Oh, by the way, if you guys are just watching this and haven't given a thumbs up to this video, please do. And if you have comments that you would like to have me talk about or address, please write them in the comment section below. I love to answer comments. I try to answer almost all of them. Sometimes I don't get to the ones that are in the older videos, but I do get the ones on the newer videos, so please comment. And please go to my Patreon page, Patreon. I'm going to write it right here. I've had some issues, as most of the YouTubers have had lately, because all the advertisers have pulled out of YouTube for now. And I don't have any ads on my channel, which means I don't make any money at all. Zero. I think I made 59 cents. So if you can go to my Patreon page, that would be a great way to support me so that I will not be, I can't keep producing stuff for free. So Lulian wants to know about cream pies. I don't know what you want to know about that. How old were you when you had your son? Oh, well, I had 3 kids, so I was young. From your experience, if a woman is too much older than when the man is in his 20s or later down the road, if it breaks up, a woman could lose good years of her life. I don't think, Mr. Pyro Brain, that there's any losing of any years of your life. There's always a time that you're gonna have to just try it out. You're just gonna have to go out there, put yourself out there, and you're gonna lose every shot you don't take. So go ahead, have your relationships. There will always be people that you can meet in your life when you break up with the person, or if you never break up with the person. So if I broke up with my boyfriend today, would I think that I lost the last 9 years of my life? Not at all. I have learned so much from being in this relationship. So no, I think that you have to do what feels right at the time. And if you're if you're with someone and you want to have a relationship with that person and it doesn't fit into the box, who cares? And that box, I say, as in this box, not other boxes. Here we go. I haven't even finished my second cup of coffee. Thoughts on long distance relationships, and or would you ever try it? Interesting question, Mega Giants. As a matter of fact, my boyfriend and I met in New York. I was from Chicago. We had a long distance relationship for 4 years. That's why I thought it wasn't going to last, because I met him in New York and I thought, oh, this is not going to last. But guess what? It totally lasted. We ended up moving. He moved to Chicago, and then we were together in Chicago for another 4 years, and then we've been back and forth to Los Angeles. And you know what? You just don't ever turn down any possibility for relationships. This video had a spam commercial on it. The meat? What? Really? A spam commercial? I don't know what that means. If it did have it, then that's good. Please click on the commercial. If it had a spam commercial, click on it, because that way I might get 2 cents on this video. I don't see why you don't have advertisers. You're a modern day Dr. Ruth. You provide great service. Thank you, Mr. Pyrobrain. That's what I have. That's why if you could support me on Patreon, all the people, please go there. You can support me for as little as $1, as much as $100 a month or more, and you get access to a lot of really good stuff depending on the tier that you are at. Or if you just want to help me out, a lot of guys go, I don't want anything from you, Karen. I just want you to keep producing videos, so I'm going to support you with $25 a month. I mean, I've had that many times, and I have wonderful patrons. I think I have 19 right now, and I love every one of them, and I definitely respond and respect their messages and comments first, as much as I love everyone here too. If you were single and a younger guy approached you and you were attracted to him, but he seemed a little nervous, would you still give him your number? I'm okay if a guy is nervous. Why not? Yeah, especially if he said to me, I'm really nervous, but I feel like this could be good, or and if we had a good conversation, I'd be okay if he was nervous, because I most likely would be nervous. Women are nervous too. Talk about the cream pie. Thank you. Lulian wants me to talk about the cream pie. I don't know why you want me to talk about it. What is it? From what I understand, it's if you have anal sex and someone comes in your ass. Is that what you wanted me to talk about? Okay, I talked about it. Next question. You do give good advice. Thank you, Tosh. What other advice would you like, and how can I help you? Would you bring your boyfriend on live chat? Yes or no? Yes, Jonathan, he was on live chat. You can see him if you go back to about, I would say, 15 videos back, or maybe 20 videos back. It said Meet My Boyfriend, and you will be able to see him and I interact, and we were on live chat, and I'll bring him back on again if you guys want to see him again and talk to him. He probably can provide you guys a lot of good information, because he was single for many, many years. He was never married. And when we met, he was in his 30s. Let's see. So Jonathan's saying the cream pie could be in a pussy too. Okay. And Mr. Pirate Brain, I know he liked you a lot. He wanted me to tell you that. Mr. Pirate Brain said he was real cool. Yeah, my boyfriend is pretty cool. He is cool. I mean, I think what's cool about our relationship is that we've evolved over time. So whereas at the beginning of our relationship, it was, not nearly as like as conscious as we are about making sure that we understand each other. We've gone through a lot of work. We've been to therapy. We've worked on our problems. And, it's not perfect. And we definitely still have fights. And we still, have disagreements and lack of communication. But I think it's been a lot better because we talk about things. And so that's my main thing. If you can learn anything from me, whoever you're in a relationship with, I don't care if it's just your parents or if it's your friends or if it's your relationship with your boss, communicate and talk about it. Give a thumbs up if you like that advice. Okay. My girlfriend and me have sex while watching porn. Jonathan, cool. I have sex while watching porn occasionally, not all the time, with my boyfriend. Tash says, wow, I'm not sure what that was. Paul asks, how often is your podcast with your son updated? Once a week. He is in Asia right now, so we did put a few scheduled podcasts on, so you have to check that out. It's called Sex Talk with My Mom. Sex Talk with My Mom. And if you're watching this later, it's on iTunes. Check it out. Sex Talk with My Mom. You will really like it. We've interviewed a lot of porn stars on there. We've interviewed S&M guys. We've interviewed my son's old girlfriends to see what he did wrong. We've interviewed doctors and writers and pickup artists. We've interviewed a lot of people. It's really funny. Tash, that was good advice. Which part? The communication advice? I hope so. Could you start uploading your podcast with your son on YouTube? It is on YouTube, MILFman. If you go to Sex Talk with My Mom YouTube channel, there are little shorter segments on there, 4-minute segments. So you can see some of those. And we haven't really put the entire podcast on, but we might start doing that in the future. At what part of your life did you start dating younger men? Did your dating habits change in any way last 20 to 30 years in some way? Well, I was married for most of my life. So when I became single, I was dating guys. I was in my 40s. I was dating guys in my 20s and 30s. And that I did date guys also in 40s, 50s, and I think, did I date anybody in their 60s? Maybe one or two. I don't think I dated anybody in their 60s because I was in my 40s. But yeah, I definitely dated all age ranges, but it was a lot of younger guys because, like I said, I wasn't in a position to get in a relationship, and it made me feel safe because I knew that they're not going to want me maybe as their next wife. So that way I knew, well, I'd have a great time with this guy, and there was no obligations. And I think that's why a lot of older women do want to have sexual relationships with younger guys, because it's an easy, comfortable, no strings attached relationship. Mr. Pirate Brain likes MILFman's handle. And maybe that would be a good t-shirt, MILFman. If anyone has suggestions for t-shirts, I am open because I'm going to start putting together some t-shirts through a company that you can order on my website and on YouTube. So let me know what a guy would wear. And it doesn't have to be KarenLee Potter. It could be anything related to anything. The porn, mostly tranny or granny porn. What porn is that, Jonathan? That's what you watch? Tranny and granny porn? The communication advice as communication is so important. Yes, thank you. Birth control and porn. Talk about birth control. Thank you, beautiful lady. I think you should think about birth control every time you get with a woman. 100%. Because the last thing you want to do is really change your whole life course by getting a girl pregnant, especially if this is not someone you want to spend the rest of your life with. it's really not fair to bring someone into the world that's not wanted. So I'm very, very, very serious when I say this. No glove, no love. Okay? Best advice I could ever give anybody for not just the pregnancy thing, but for the disease thing. I mean, there are two very, very good reasons where a condom may not feel as good as it is with, bareback, but it's worth it. Okay, let's see where we were. Oh, we're almost done with the questions here. I didn't even get to the questions on that I had put down here. I will answer a couple of them, little of the stranger ones. So a guy named Amit asked me, I have an armpit fetish, is that normal? And I would have to say an armpit fetish is very unusual, but for you, if that's what turns you on, it's normal. So I have no problem with an armpit fetish. It's not a bad fetish to have, I guess, because everybody has armpits. In your opinion, what is the best thing to say to pick up an older woman? Daniel, how you doing? Okay. Let's see. What is the best thing to say to pick up an older woman? Something, if you're picking up an older woman, it makes sure that you have a good conversation first, and the conversation should be solid about something that is not a little deeper than what's the weather, but not as deep as, what do you think of the meaning of life? Something in the middle there. So talk about the conversation, talk about something in the room around you. But if you really want to learn about what I suggest, if you want to pick up a woman or an older woman, if you want to pick up an older woman or a cougar, my video on my website, which I'm going to put here, KarenLee Potter is called, KarenLee Potter is my website. The video is called How to Catch a Cougar. It's another way you can support my channel, by the way. It's a great, great download. 7 steps to meeting, picking up, attracting, eventually taking this girl home. It's really, really, really well done video, and I have not had one complaint since people have bought it. So go ahead, purchase it. It's very cheap right now. It's only $9.99. Best advice you'll ever get. So watch that video and let me know if you do purchase it, how you like it, and what you would do maybe to improve it. Let's see. In your opinion, what is the best? Okay, so we answered that. Paul said Nina Hartley has a T-shirt that says, "I got a blowjob from Nina Hartley." I don't think I'm gonna have a T-shirt that says that. I would wear a MILF Man shirt for sure if you make it in the size XXX black shirt with MILF Man in white. All right, I'll do that, Mr. Pirate Brain. Mr. Pirate Brain. Who thinks they'd wear a MILF Man shirt? Let me know. Bob Poopfish said, give yourself a wedgie. Oh my God, this must be the same guy who likes wedgies. It's Mighty Longlook says, have you ever heard of a man being attracted to his mother-in-law? Yes, I have actually. Or a mother-in-law who's always wanted to have sex with her son-in-law. Yeah, I think I discussed this on my channel in great detail on one of these live streams. Oh my gosh, we're going overtime. Let's see. What's your favorite sexual fantasy then and now? That's a lot. Oh my God. Let's see. A cougar would be in your 80s, Paul. No, a cougar is a confident, older, unique, genuine, assertive, and racy woman. That could be a woman of any age. Okay? Hi, Mohammed. Nick is 18, old enough to pick up a cougar. A cougar. If the cougar is in her 20s, of course. If the cougar is in her 40s or 50s, probably not, to be honest. I mean, there's a difference between someone who hasn't even experienced any life at all than to someone who's in their later 20s or 30s. It's a difference. So the age difference is there, and I'm never going to tell you never, but it depends. Where Luann wants to know, was I a porn star? No, not at all. No. I have a master's in social work, and I've never done any porn, and don't plan on it. Not that there's anything wrong with it, because I've interviewed a lot of porn stars, and I like a lot of porn stars, and I'm actually going to see Nina Hartley today. How's that? I was thinking of getting into the porn industry, Tosh. Well, it's not as easy as you think, Tosh. I would definitely recommend that you watch a lot of the videos that I put with porn stars. It's a playlist that's a porn star playlist, a porn industry, because especially for men, it's a lot harder than you think it is. The male porn star that I recommend you following, and I talk about him a lot, is Derek Pierce. And I interviewed him a couple times already, so check out what he has to say about the porn industry. It's a tough industry. He loves it, but it is not easy. It's a lot easier for women, I think, and women get paid more. So just if you're looking into it, think a lot first. Oh, I love when Mighty Mighty Longwood calls me a handsome woman. All right, so with we're getting a little wacky with Bob the poop fish. Wants the whole wedgie and show your panties real fast, please. It's his birthday. No, 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 Bob the poop fish. Okay. Listen, guys, one other thing I want to say. When you're coming up with a screen name and you want to attract women, maybe don't call yourself Bob the poop fish. Okay? Try to do something that maybe a woman might find funny or attracted to, but not like weird, like poop fish. But then again, there might be a brand of the poop fish that would be attracted to you. I can't say no. So anyway, with that, I'm going to just say, please don't forget to like this video. If you're watching it later, make sure to put 2 thumbs up. I love you all. I enjoyed very much this live stream today. It was great. If you guys have any other questions or comments, please put them in the description, the comment section below. And if you go to my Patreon channel, I would really, really appreciate it. I need some help over there because YouTube is really giving us the shaft right now without coming up with a plan to they have no way of fan funding us anymore on YouTube, and they aren't putting ads on YouTube, on my channel at least. And most of the other bigger channels, I'm not getting ads either. So I would say I could use the help. So it's Patreon, Patreon. I'll put that down here. It's in the description box /KarenLee Potter, and it would really, really help me. I love you too, Mr. Pirate Brain, and I love all of you very, very much. Have a wonderful weekend and happy holiday and everything else that's good. Don't forget to communicate. That's the word of the day, communicate. Bye-bye.